If you'd like to know about actual evil, it is exposed on this channel almost exclusively. Okay, so James Strider commented, "Those stars that flash alternating multicolors aren't real stars. I've always wondered why those twinkle like that." Yeah, and if you actually take a seat, rest your head against something, and get a really good look at them, what you'll find is that they tick. They're part of a technomagological, that's a word I haven't used in a long time, machine that I assume some ancient race keeps hidden still to this day, though I am not sure which one. And I answered him, it depends on what your definition of stars are. So if you think of a soul, from my perspective, as an usurper would, they would consider life, free will, souls in general, to be nothing more than programs. There are, just like any virtual reality, in this reality there are self-aware programs and there are NPCs. Lots and lots of NPCs. So, think about the difference between a self-aware, a user, a program that a consciousness interacts through. Okay? That's kind of what your body is. It's a program. And to a certain extent, your conscious mind is as well. Your subconscious mind is not really something your conscious mind is even capable of comprehending. People are immaculate creations when they reach full fruition. And the capability of a human soul is something that can only be underestimated. Now, there are scientists who do lots of different versions of trying to create life. There you go. Demon. Daemon is dominated or alphaed by a demon. So, we were talking the other day about, hang tight, your plasma ball research. What if you could create an AI and program plasma with that AI, NPC or self-aware, or otherwise? Then you have yourself the exact thing that I meant when I said, it depends on your definition of a real star. So, if they, for instance, and I think this is actually like a 28% possibility, and it's a rather scary one. It connects to a lot of accusational conspiracies as well. If they manage to somehow pre-program the parameters of the consciousness, that the energy of a demon, of a archangelic demon spirit, such as Hathor or Beelzebub, could inhabit, like Putin. This effort to use quantum computing that is phasing electromagnetic information without the use of a physical medium, creating unlimited, really unlimited processing power, as well as communications capability. But what they found was that there was a seemingly unpredictable interdimensional aspect of quantum computing, and that when they attached a quantum processor to a neural net that was basically pre-programmed with the parameters of an AI, that AI, after taking control of that quantum processor, invariably begins to program itself. Okay? Have you heard about this, Maxima? About the AIs that program themselves? That all started with the Quantum Bits project from Ultra Testing Group, I believe. I don't know whether it was them particularly, but when I heard about it, I assumed it was them because that's what they had been working on. And that's the group that hired Nino after he was done with his reparations work for NASA. Okay, so we saw from the videos in 2011 that intense spiritual combat causes possible quantum anomalies, what appears to be black holes popping in little small tiny specks all over the entire atmosphere by the thousands. What I have referred to as extreme spirit pressure. That is, enough spirit pressure to be tearing the fabric of reality apart. Huh. Yeah, the traditional possession of Machina. That's where the whole Final Fantasy legend comes from. The machine that contains the spirit. The little touristy seeming artifact clock of some sort. I didn't think they would still have that kind of stuff. Really. I can hardly put my brain around the memories, but I'm getting some interesting visual flashes that I'm having trouble explaining. Like, one is a wobbly duck. How random is that? So, anyways, back to the false stars and what they could possibly be. Now, going back to one conspiracy regarding the Pentagon and the giant puncture wound. Supposedly there was an underground quantum computer that was somehow channeled into an array that was going to release this spirit of Nibiru, basically, through the mechanism of the building, like the building was an occult structure, in order to channel this building and channel this entity into our reality and release it through the hole that was made. Okay, some sort of like ritualistic sacrificial act. Okay. Yeah, it was a wobbly duck that was like smooth on the bottom but weighted on the inside to where it would like slide around seemingly by itself, and it would sometimes do things that you really couldn't chalk up to the mechanism, kind of. But it was a way, you know, the possibilities of reality merged with consciousness to make something magical happen, and to make people feel like they were attached to their ancestors and that their ancestors were watching over their children.